Have you ever stopped to wonder if that glass of orange juice in the morning, that diet soda at lunch, or even those 8 glasses of water you've been told to drink could actually be harming your kidneys instead of helping them? It sounds unthinkable, doesn't it? Yet the latest medical research is showing us something shocking. Some of the very drinks we trust the most may be silently triggering proteinuria, the earliest and most overlooked warning sign of kidney disease. And the danger is you might not feel a thing until it's too late. I'm Dr. Johnny, and today I want to take you behind the curtain of this hidden epidemic. Millions of Americans are unknowingly sabotaging their kidney health with everyday choices they've been told are safe, even healthy. Protein in the urine is not just a lab result, it's a red flag that your kidneys are straining under pressure, and if ignored, it can pave the road to chronic kidney disease, dialysis, or even kidney failure. But here's the good news. Just as certain drinks can accelerate the damage, others can serve as powerful allies, protecting your kidneys and lowering protein in the urine with every sip. In this video, we'll uncover 4 of the most dangerous everyday drinks that quietly wear down your kidneys. And then we'll reveal 3 science-backed heroes you can turn to instead. Stay with me until the very end, because the #1 hero drink I'll share is not only proven by research, it's probably sitting in your kitchen right now, waiting to protect your kidneys starting today. The first hidden culprit on our list is one you've probably seen stacked high in every convenience store cooler: energy drinks. They promise instant focus, power, and stamina, but what they deliver to your kidneys is something far more dangerous. Imagine a young college student cramming for exams. He thinks he's just boosting his energy by downing can after can. But within a week, he's in the ER with acute kidney injury, his urine laced with protein, his body in shock. That's not a scare story. It's a documented medical case. So why do these drinks hit your kidneys so hard? It's not one single ingredient. It's the perfect storm. A typical can contain 40 to 55 grams of sugar, and some extreme versions push it to 78 grams. That's 20 teaspoons of pure sugar in one sitting. For perspective, the American Heart Association says you should stay under 25 to 36 grams per day total. In one gulp, you've already tripled your safe limit. Layered on top of that sugar tsunami is caffeine, 160 to 300 milligrams in just 16 ounces, with some cans spiking up to 350 milligrams. That's nearly your entire daily allowance in a single serving. And then comes taurine, additives, and artificial flavors, all combining into a synergistic assault that pushes your blood pressure up, overwhelms your kidneys, and can trigger proteinuria long before you ever feel a symptom. The science backs this up. A major systematic review revealed that acute kidney injury was the most common complication of energy drink overuse, accounting for 4 out of 7 kidney cases. And meta-analyses now link ultra-processed beverages, exactly the category energy drinks fall into, with a sharply higher risk of chronic kidney disease. In other words, what you thought was just a quick boost may be silently writing the script for dialysis years down the road. So what can you do instead if you crave an energy lift? Switch to green tea for a steady, kidney-friendly caffeine source. A small handful of nuts provides healthy fats and protein that keep your energy stable. And never underestimate the power of a brisk 5-minute walk or even deep breathing to recharge your body without straining your kidneys. These natural strategies don't just replace the jolt, they protect your long-term health. But just knowing this isn't enough, because there's another drink that hides in plain sight, one many Americans enjoy at every party or dinner, and it can be just as destructive to your kidneys. And that's where things get even more complicated. And that brings us to the second culprit: alcohol. Now this one is tricky because it wears 2 faces. At first glance, a glass of wine with dinner or a beer at the barbecue seems harmless, maybe even healthy. And believe it or not, the science once hinted at that. A massive 2023 analysis, combining data from more than 14 million people, found something surprising: light drinking about 1 small drink a day was linked to a slightly lower risk of protein in the urine compared to people who didn't drink at all. Sounds almost protective, right? But here's where the story takes a sharp turn. That same curve, the so-called J curve, flips against you the moment drinking becomes regular or heavy. Once you cross a threshold of 2 or 3 drinks daily, the risk of kidney damage rises dramatically. Suddenly, what felt like a comfort ritual turns into a direct assault on your kidneys. Alcohol acts like a double-edged sword. On one side, it dehydrates you, forcing your kidneys to filter under low fluid stress. On the other side, it spikes your blood pressure and keeps your heart racing longer than you realize. That 1-2 punch is brutal for your kidneys' delicate filters, and proteinuria often shows up silently as the first red flag. Think of it like this: every time you pour another drink, you're rolling dice with your kidneys, and the odds get worse with every roll. The so-called protective effect of small amounts disappears completely if you already have high blood pressure, diabetes, or kidney disease conditions that are incredibly common in seniors. For those people, the very first sip is already risky. So what's the safer play? If you do drink, keep it minimal, 1 drink at most, and not every day. Even better, consider non-alcoholic alternatives. Sparkling water with a splash of lemon or cranberry gives you the social vibe without the kidney strain. And if you're used to unwinding with alcohol at night, try a calming ritual like chamomile tea or a short walk outdoors. Your kidneys will thank you for every day you skip the bottle. But only cutting back on alcohol won't solve the whole problem, because the next culprit is far more shocking. It's something we've been told our entire lives is healthy, even essential, yet it quietly overloads your kidneys every single day. And once you hear it, you'll never look at it the same way again. Now here's where things get uncomfortable, because our third culprit is one that many of us grew up believing was the very definition of health: dairy milk. For decades, it's been marketed as the foundation of strong bones, the go-to for calcium, the symbol of wholesome nutrition. But when it comes to your kidneys, the truth is far less innocent. Picture a senior man named Robert. Every night he poured himself a tall glass of milk before bed, just like his doctor told him back in the 70s. He believed it was helping him sleep and keeping his bones strong. But what Robert didn't know is that each glass was quietly flooding his kidneys with protein, phosphorus, and potassium, 3 things that struggling kidneys can't handle. Months later, his labs showed proteinuria, and he couldn't understand why. The very drink he trusted was part of the problem. The science explains why. 1 cup of milk contains about 8 grams of animal protein, and when broken down, that protein produces an acid load that forces your kidneys to work harder, triggering a state called hyperfiltration. Blood rushes faster through your delicate kidney filters, and over time, that pressure leads to damage and leakage of protein into the urine. On top of that, a single glass delivers over 250 milligrams of phosphorus and nearly 400 milligrams of potassium. For healthy kidneys, that might not be alarming. But for seniors with even mild chronic kidney disease, those minerals pile up fast. Extra phosphorus can harden arteries, while too much potassium can trigger dangerous heart rhythm problems. So what's the smarter move? If you love dairy, keep portions small, no more than half a cup, and only under your doctor's guidance. Many kidney patients are advised to pair dairy with phosphate binders or switch to lower phosphorus alternatives like almond or oat milk. And if you're looking for calcium, you can find it in safer sources such as leafy greens or fortified non-dairy milks. But only pointing the finger at milk isn't enough, because there's still one more drink on this danger list that most Americans consume almost daily. And unlike milk, it doesn't pretend to be healthy. It flat out tricks your kidneys into overdrive. The numbers behind it will shock you, and yet millions of people reach for it every single day. The fourth culprit is perhaps the most deceptive of all sugar-sweetened and artificially sweetened drinks. When you hear that phrase, your mind probably jumps straight to soda. But it's bigger than soda. It's the sweetened iced tea, the fruit punch at summer barbecues, the so-called sports drinks that promise hydration, and yes, even the diet sodas you thought were the safe alternative. Let's make it real. Imagine Linda, a retired teacher, who swapped regular cola for diet soda, believing she'd outsmarted sugar. She felt proud every time she cracked open a can, thinking she was making the kidney-friendly choice. But when her doctor ran routine blood work, she was shocked to learn her proteinuria had worsened. The zero sugar label didn't mean zero risk, it meant hidden damage was already underway. Here's why. A standard sugary drink floods your system with fructose, causing a rapid blood sugar spike that forces your kidneys to filter at maximum capacity. At the same time, that fructose breaks down into uric acid, a known toxin that inflames kidney tissue. Studies show that these drinks even constrict blood vessels inside your kidneys, reducing blood flow and accelerating protein leakage. And the tipping point is frighteningly low. A 2024 UK Biobank study of nearly 200,000 people found that just one sugary drink a day increased the risk of chronic kidney disease by 45%. Even worse, diet sodas raise the risk by 52%. Think about that. What most people believe is the safe swap might actually be the greater threat. So what can you do instead? Start with small swaps. Replace one soda a day with water infused with lemon, cucumber, or mint. If you crave bubbles, choose sparkling water with just a splash of real fruit juice, enough for flavor, but not enough to overload your kidneys. And if you need caffeine, unsweetened tea or black coffee is infinitely safer than soda or energy drinks. One simple change today could lower your risk tomorrow. But knowing the villains is only half the story. Because now it's time to talk about the heroes, the drinks that can actually fight back, reduce protein in your urine, and give your kidneys the breathing room they desperately need. And the first one is so simple, so ordinary, that you probably already have it sitting in your kitchen right now. Now let's shift from the villains to a surprising hero, homemade lemon water. At first glance, it might look like nothing more than a simple kitchen drink. But inside that slice of lemon is one of the most powerful allies your kidneys could ask for: citrate. This natural compound is like a bodyguard for your kidneys, especially if you already have protein in your urine. Think about Margaret, a 68-year-old grandmother who struggled with recurring kidney stones. Each time she passed one, her kidney function took another hit. But when her doctor suggested adding fresh lemon juice to her daily water, something remarkable happened. Over the months, her citrate levels improved, her stones stopped forming, and her proteinuria stabilized. She didn't discover a miracle cure, she simply harnessed a natural defender her body already recognized. Here's the science. The most common kidney stones are formed when calcium and oxalate bond together in your urine. Citrate interrupts that process by binding to calcium, first keeping it dissolved and harmless. In other words, it blocks the oxalate from ever finding a partner. Lemon water also gently raises urine pH, making it less acidic. That shift alone makes it harder for uric acid stones to form and reduces the acid burden your kidneys have to buffer every day. Clinical trials confirm this. A 2021 study of over 200 patients showed that daily lemon juice supplementation boosted citrate levels, significantly lowering stone risk. And a 2017 meta-analysis reinforced that citrus products consistently raise urinary citrate, proving this isn't folk wisdom, it's biochemistry in action. The best part, it's incredibly simple to use. Just squeeze the juice of half a lemon into a glass of water each day. Drink it with a straw to protect your enamel and rinse your mouth with plain water after. Skip the store-bought lemonades, they're usually sugar bombs in disguise. What your kidneys need is the real thing, straight from the fruit. But as powerful as lemon water is, it's only the beginning. Because the next hero on our list not only reduces protein in the urine, it actually switches on your body's own defense systems at the cellular level. And once you understand how it works, you'll never look at your daily cup of tea the same way again. Our second hero is one that many of you may already enjoy, but probably underestimate: green tea. This isn't just a soothing beverage. Inside every cup is a compound so powerful, it can rewire how your kidneys defend themselves. That compound is EGCG, a potent antioxidant found only in tea leaves. Picture Daniel, a 72-year-old retired mechanic. Years of high blood pressure had left his kidneys vulnerable, and his lab work showed early proteinuria. Instead of reaching for sodas, he began drinking 2 cups of green tea each morning. Months later, not only did his kidney numbers stabilize, but his energy returned. He told his doctor, "I didn't change much, just swapped my can of cola for a pot of tea." Sometimes the simplest swaps deliver the biggest results. Here's why. EGCG works with a 2-step strategy. First, it acts like a firefighter, neutralizing the sparks of chronic inflammation that burn kidney tissue day after day. Then it flips the switch inside your cells, strengthening your body's own antioxidant shields. This isn't theory, it's proven. A massive Mendelian randomization study, which uses genetic differences to cut out lifestyle bias, showed that every additional cup of tea per day lowered the risk of chronic kidney disease by nearly 20% and reduced proteinuria by 24%. Real-world data backs it up too. An analysis of 17,000 kidney patients revealed that those who drank up to 4 cups daily had significantly lower risk of death compared to non-tea drinkers. Now, how do you unlock this power correctly? First, don't drown the leaves in boiling water. Extreme heat destroys EGCG. Let the water cool slightly before brewing. Second, avoid bottled green teas. Most are sugar-sweetened imposters that cancel out the benefit. Brew it fresh, and you can even re-steep the same leaves 2 or 3 times, getting a steady flow of antioxidants throughout your day. Green tea doesn't just calm your mind, it fortifies your kidneys from the inside out. But as amazing as it is, there's one more drink left that might surprise you even more. It's controversial, it's beloved, and when consumed the right way, it could reduce your risk of kidney failure itself. And chances are you already drink it every morning. Our third and final hero drink is one that sparks endless debate: coffee. For years, people have asked, is it friend or foe to the kidneys? The truth is, when consumed the right way, black coffee can actually become one of your strongest allies in the fight against proteinuria. Take Maria, a 65-year-old nurse who had always loved her morning coffee, but grew worried after hearing it might harm her kidneys. Instead of quitting, she made a simple change. She ditched the cream and sugar and switched to plain black coffee. Over time, not only did her energy stabilize, but her kidney function improved on her lab results. Her doctor explained what the research confirms: coffee, stripped of all the extras, delivers protective compounds that outshine its risks. Here's why. Coffee is loaded with antioxidants like chlorogenic acid and melanoidins, which reduce inflammation and shield kidney cells from long-term damage. Large studies back this up. A 2021 meta-analysis of more than 500,000 people showed that coffee drinkers had a 14% lower risk of chronic kidney disease, an 18% lower risk of end-stage kidney failure, and a 19% lower risk of proteinuria. Even more impressive, kidney-related deaths dropped by 28% among coffee drinkers compared to non-drinkers. Another study of nearly 800,000 people confirmed that those with higher caffeine intake had a dramatically lower risk of kidney stones. That means your morning cup may be protecting your kidneys in ways you never imagined. Of course, the benefits depend on how you drink it. Skip the creamers and sugars; they load your kidneys with extra phosphorus and potassium. Brew it with a paper filter to remove compounds that can raise cholesterol, and time it wisely. Have your last cup before 2 p.m. So caffeine doesn't disrupt your sleep, because poor sleep is yet another hidden enemy of kidney health. And if you're someone who feels anxious or jittery after coffee, it might mean you metabolize caffeine slowly, so less is more in your case. So yes, coffee can be a hero, but only when you keep it black, clean, and balanced. Now that we've revealed all 3 heroes and exposed the 4 villains, the real question is how do you bring all of this together into a daily routine that keeps your kidneys safe, lowers protein in the urine, and helps you avoid dialysis in the future? The answer lies in one final message that could reshape the way you think about every sip you take. You are not powerless. Every sip you choose, every small swap you make, is a step toward protecting your kidneys and preventing protein in the urine from spiraling into something far worse. Don't think in terms of perfection, think in terms of progress. Even one less soda, one more glass of lemon water, or one mindful cup of green tea can make a difference. If today's video gave you clarity, I encourage you to save it so you can come back whenever you need a reminder. And make sure you subscribe to this channel and turn on the bell icon, because every week we bring you the latest science-backed kidney health tips that could change your life or the life of someone you love. Most importantly, carry this with you. Kidney health isn't about fear, it's about hope. Your body's resilient, your choices matter, and it's never too late to start giving your kidneys the care they deserve. Stay strong, stay informed, and know that each new day is another chance to build a healthier future.